This is Jonathan Agger, 5th Pro Boxing Fans, joined by Tommy Fletcher, unbeaten cruiserweight, here at the Origin Gym, Mark Tibbs' gym. Tommy, just before Christmas, so appreciate you giving me some of your time. You going to take some time off?
Nah, to be fair, I won't take no time off. You know, I've got another fight day coming up, January 28th, so straight back into camp again. So I only boxed, I think it was like 3 weeks ago now, and Frank Warren and my managers, S-Jam, they've got me straight back out on the new card straight away in January, so it's all good, you know, all stations go.
That's a big card as well, Beterbiev against Yarde, so yeah, good card to be on.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a great card to be on as a young prospect, you know, because because I'm only young and I'm coming through. It's a strong card, and like the main event's big, but all the undercards can get good exposure, and it's good for building your profile up and ticket sales in future.
How do you actually see that fight going between Beterbiev and Yarde?
Listen, I'm always going to be straight, you know. Truthfully, I know Yarde's a Queensbury boy and that, but I think it's a tough ask for him, you know. And Beterbiev, he's 18-0, 18 KOs, so I think it's going to be a hard night's work for him. But I think that Beterbiev, he's been put down before, so I think he's always got puncher's chance. But I think I saw an interview on Queensbury. I think was it Joe Gallagher. He was like explaining the like how he could beat Beterbiev, and I think he's spot on with what he was saying. I think he's right, you know. So how he's got to go about doing it, I can't remember what he said now, but I remember watching it and thinking, yeah, he's right with that. And
he trained Johnson, didn't he?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that interview he mentioned him on there. So I think he needs to get a good game plan, and he can go out there. He can win it, but it's a tough ask for him.
Talking about yourself, we're saying when I was off camera that I was at your debut, crazy atmosphere. Just talk about your fan base first of all. They all came out to support you. Must mean a lot to you.
Oh, it was quality. It's a bit of a blur to me now, but obviously when you look back at the videos, I just remember walking out and like it was crazy. People were going mental for me. And in the amateurs, I'm used to fighting in small town halls and that for a good 50-50 fights, and not many people there watching me, like just my coach and my parents. And for this time I was boxing in London. Normally in the amateur I was fighting in other countries and that, so it was great to have everyone there to support me, plus more people that I didn't even know were buying tickets. And yeah, it was just great. I just remember walking out and like people singing and that, and like it was crazy. But just got to keep pushing on, keep going on to the next ones, you know. And I've got ambitions of selling out arenas, so in future it will get bigger and bigger and better.
3 fights this year, 3 knockouts. How do you think it went?
Definitely, it's been a good year. I'm 3-0, 3 KOs, and I'm only 20, so I've had a good run so far. Boxed at some great arenas, and back at Wembley again now. So it's awesome, you know. I've got to keep pushing on and keep rising and make my stock go up, my value go up, and before you know it, hopefully I'll be earning the big money, won't I?
Mark Tibbs once said that your power's like Deontay Wilder. What do you make of it when he says stuff like that?
Well, yeah, obviously me and Mark have been training together for quite a while now. He's seen the sparring. I've done the pads with him, and he feels it. And he's told people, but like anyone, no matter what anyone say, people can always write someone off about what they've said and that. And I think maybe people thought, oh, well, does he? I've got to back it up and that. So then my first fight, I just showed everyone 1% of what I'm capable of doing. Then my second fight, I was afloat, so I was waiting around for a long time. I didn't get on till like 12:30, so it took me to the 4th round. But then just at Wembley, I mean, just at the O2 just now, I just proper showcase what I'm about, you know, knock him stone cold. So I think Mark's right in what he's saying, but I've got to keep getting a better boxing IQ, and that's what Mark's trying to develop me into, a better boxer and not just a one-trick pony as a puncher, which I believe I can box very well, but I've got to keep leveling up in my IQ as I get up in opposition.
What about you and Wilder sparring?
Me and Wilder sparring, I'll try to stay clear from that one, I'll tell you that. I wouldn't want to spar him now, but nah, I say that though, I'd spar anyone, you know, and if the opportunity arises, I would spar anyone, but if he hits me clean, I guess it would hurt, wouldn't it? Yeah.
One guy you know very well that might one day fight him is Joe Joyce. You sparred Joe?
I ain't sparred Joe, no, but there was talks of me possibly going over to his training camp in Vegas in the new year. But I don't know, see how that pans out first. It's not confirmed, but me and Joe Joyce, we've got the same management, S-Jam. So yeah, I've got a good relationship with Joe Joyce, and Adam and Shane, we're all tight knit really, so it's good.
Let me ask you about a fight we're probably going to get in March time, Fury Usyk. How do you see that fight going?
It's a good fight, very good fight, but to be honest, I think Fury will do him, you know. I think Usyk, he's very technically good in that, but like when you look at middleweights and light heavyweights, they can also look very technically good, but when you put say if you put a light heavy in there of a heavyweight, he's going to be just too big, isn't he? The heavyweight always ends up like overpowering him, and I think although Usyk is now a heavyweight, I just think he's not got the size to that'll outdo Fury, if you know what I mean. I think Fury will be too big, too slick, but obviously I really rate Usyk's boxing IQ, so it'll be a good fight regardless.
And you know, going into sort of the new year, how many fights do you reckon you're going to have next year?
I want to have minimum 6 fights next year, and I really want to raise my profile and step up in opposition, you know. I want to be a big name and a star in this sport, and I believe I will do so. Got to keep getting on the big shows, big arenas, staying active as a young prospect, because I think that's the most important thing. Like, I'm not earning £2 million for one fight and then can have only 2 fights a year, do you know what I mean? So I've got to stay active and like I said, raise my profile, raise my game and step up in opposition, and I believe I'll get there.
Do you think you can maybe feature on the Fury Usyk undercard, being a Queensbury fighter?
Yeah, I'd love to. I'd literally love to. Yeah, if they offered it, I'd take it with no doubt. And I'd box every week if I could. You know what I mean, I would. But yeah, see what happens. You know, I've got to get through January 28th first, and then we'll look to see what's next.
Just as like the point you made about, you know, you're not earning £2 million at the moment. Hopefully one day. But a lot of fighters, you know, early on in their careers, you know, it's difficult because the paydays aren't as good as it would be in, say, 10, 15 fights. So how important are the sponsors? Sort of, do you do this full time at the moment?
Yeah, obviously I'm training full time now with Mark and Sonny Cannon, Jimmy Tibbs every day, and without my sponsors I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing now, so they play a major role in my career. Like, people think like it's just us as a team that are training, but also the sponsors, they're also as big a part of it as anyone else. So without them, like I said, I wouldn't be able to be doing what I'm doing today.
And obviously you're early on in your career, but looking at sort of the domestic scene at cruiserweight, saw Chris Smith get a knockout win the other day. Did you see it?
Yeah, I haven't watched the whole fight, but I saw the highlights and the KO. It was a very good shot, I think, and said he's a contender for knockout of the year. But I still rate my knockout better. But nah, he's a very good fighter. I do rate him a lot, and I think he's got a good personality. You know, I think he's a nice fella.
Have you sparred any of those guys, the domestic guys?
I've sparred a good few domestic guys. I'm trying to think of names now, but I've not sparred Chris Smith. I've sparred a lot of good fighters,
And who would you want to spar if you could choose one fighter to spar in the world?
Listen, I'll spar anyone. Whoever wants it can have it, but sparring, and under the lights on fight night, that's what really counts.
Tommy, appreciate your time. Enjoy your Christmas, and we'll see you in action January 28th.
Cheers, mate, and you. Thank you ever so much.